Good morning. In the second half of Revelation 13, we are introduced to a beast that is later referred to as the false prophet. He becomes the PR man for the Antichrist, and his campaign is sickly successful. Verse 13, it performs great signs, even making fire come down from heaven to earth in front of people. And by the signs that it's allowed to work in the presence of the beast, it deceives those who dwell on earth, telling them to make an image for the beast, the Antichrist, that was wounded by the sword and yet lived. Remember, he'll appear to die and then rise again. And that lie is used to deceive the world into believing his claim that he, the Antichrist, is God. Verse 15. And it was allowed to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast might even speak and might cause those who would not worship the image of the beast to be slain. In other words, worship the Antichrist or die. People will have to make a choice as to who they will worship and give their life's devotion. We did that when God saved us. We agreed to have no other gods before Him. We wouldn't want them. We have Him. We only worship the Lord our God and serve Him. I was pondering if anything like the false prophet's antics had been done before. Did anything come to your mind? Maybe Daniel 3. Nebuchadnezzar had crafted an image of gold, 60 cubits high, 90 feet tall. He set it up on the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. He then summoned his leadership to the dedication of the image. Then a herald loudly proclaimed, there is the type of false prophet, nations and peoples of every language, this is what you are commanded to do. As soon as you hear the sound of the music, you must fall down and worship the image of gold that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into a blazing furnace. And would you believe it? There were some devoted Jews who worshiped the one true Creator God, their covenant God, and they would not cooperate with the king's decrees. Some astrologers went to the king and tattled on them. Your Majesty, there are some Jews whom you have set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who pay no attention to you. They neither serve your gods nor worship the image of gold that you have set up. Furious with rage, Nebuchadnezzar summoned them and said, is it true that you do not serve my gods or worship the image of gold I have set up? If you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? Well, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and He will deliver us from your Majesty's hand. But even if He does not, we want you to know, Your Majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. Nebuchadnezzar was really furious. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual and commanded his strongest soldiers to tie them up and throw them into the blazing furnace. So these men, wearing their clothes, were bound and thrown in. The king's command was so urgent and the furnace so hot that the flames of the fire killed the soldiers who threw them in. Then King Nebuchadnezzar leapt to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, weren't there 3 men that we tied up? Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods. Nebuchadnezzar approached the opening and shouted, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here. So the men came out of the fire. The leaders saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair of their heads singed. Their robes were not scorched, and there was no smell of fire on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's command, and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God." Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. So it happened before, and during the tribulation, it'll happen again. Oh, that all those alive during that time would be as faithful as the three men were. And oh, that we, during our time, will be faithful to worship only the Lord our God. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for loving us and saving us. Thank you for the examples of faithful brothers and sisters that inspire us to be faithful. May we be faithful today and inspire others to do the same. Now continue. God bless you.